Welcome back to Cox Connections. The Children's Science Center is committed to sparking children's interest in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, with the goal to help grow our nation's future generations of scientists and engineers. Joining us today, Nini Spivey, Executive Director of Children's Science Center. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
The Children's Science Center, wow. Let's kind of talk to them about STEM and what it's all about. So tell me about the Children's Science Center.
Sure. Well, the Children's Science Center is indeed dedicated to sparking our next generation of innovators. And we do this really in support of what's happening in the classroom, but it's outside the classroom. It's where kids can have fun while they learn in a really hands-on way. So our dream, our vision is to build a world-class children's science museum right here in Northern Virginia, because we don't have this here now. Our kids are missing something really special.
So if someone was to go to the Children's Science Center today, what would they see?
In just a year from now, at our first operating site, there's going to be a lot of fun hands-on activities. We're going to have a tinkering studio where kids can make things. Maybe they're making an art bot that creates original artwork but is motorized. Maybe they're making mini volcanoes at our experiment bar. They might be building wind turbines. And we're going to have really great things even for our youngest scientists. We call them our budding scientists. So we'll have areas that are dedicated to developing their curiosity as natural-born scientists.
So you said a year from now at our first site. So where are your sites located?
Yeah, so today we're in our phase one. We are a museum without walls. I always tell the kids we're borrowing the walls. We're borrowing the walls of your school or your library.
Awesome.
Sometimes with other museums, we go out to Udvar-Hazy and the National Building Museum and bring our mobile exhibits, pack everything in a van, and we take it on the road. And we'll go to a school and we just unfold it all into a cafeteria or gymnasium and create really a mobile, hands-on learning museum right there. So that's phase one. Phase two is opening our first operating site by this time next year. Fair Oaks Mall will be our home, and we have a really great site there for the first operating site, while we work to fulfill that full vision, which is phase three, a full-scale museum that will really meet the needs of this large populated area that we have. We have 500,000 children here, so we need a museum that can really support the demand, the hunger that exists here in our region that we've seen already.
How many children will you be able to cater to at a given time?
Oh, well, at the full-scale museum, the annual visitation is expected to be over 300,000 visitors a year.
That's amazing.
And really that's what we need, just based on the demographics of this area. We need a museum that can handle that kind of throughput because of the demand. What we found today, even with our Museum Without Walls, is that we really just can't reach all the schools that we want to get to. There's literally several hundred elementary schools in our area. There's even more preschools, and we need a place where they can come any day of the year and where the families can come on weekends.
So are your catered targeted area Fairfax County?
We are focused on Northern Virginia, the whole region of Northern Virginia. So today we are serving 7 jurisdictions, including the District of Columbia. And we recognize that the need is really great, and that we're looking at this on a regional basis to provide that resource that supports the largest population here.
As a nonprofit, you are serving a broad area.
Yes, we are.
How do you fund your business?
Oh, well, we are a nonprofit, and so we rely very much on donations, and we have been very fortunate to secure a number of grants from area foundations and businesses. We are a recipient, thank you, of the Cox Charities grant this year, and that's a big support for the Museum Without Walls this coming year. Last year, our sponsors for our Museum Without Walls included Cisco Foundation and the Army Corps of Engineers. This coming year, our sponsors are Volkswagen and Micron Foundation. And there's really many more that I just probably can't list all here of people that have really, and organizations that have stepped up to make this possible, because they really believe, they really share that common vision that we do need to raise this next generation of innovators. And we've got to start young. We've got to start in preschool and elementary school, because that's the only way that we really expand the pipeline for the workforce that our region needs, our entire region needs.
Well, I'm a firm believer it takes a whole community to raise that next generation of scientists and engineers and really kind of drive the STEM program. So how does the community get engaged to support you and help you?
Oh, well, there are really a lot of ways. We are very reliant on volunteers, and we have hundreds of volunteers, so I always feel a little greedy when I say we need more volunteers, but we do. And while we love our scientist and engineer volunteers, we love all of our volunteers who have a passion for this common vision and for educating children and helping raise this next generation. There's lots of ways to plug in. We have volunteers that help us in the office. We have volunteers that man our tables at our Museum Without Walls. So that's a great way to get plugged in. And the greatest way to learn about it is to come to one of our information sessions. We have them every month. We call it our Imagine Their Future with the Children's Science Center virtual tour. So while we don't have the museum to tour today, we can take you on that virtual tour and help you understand the best way to get involved.
So let's take these last 30 seconds and tell everybody how they could find out about that.
Sure. Well, the best way is to go to our website, childsci.org, and check out the virtual tour button. We also have a lot of great programs going on, so if you've got kids visiting this summer, come check out some of our Museum Without Walls. We're going to be doing what we call our mini labs at area libraries. And if you're looking for a good project, we have a citizen science project for our families that is all about fireflies and counting fireflies, so that research goes to scientists up at Tufts University and the Museum of Science Boston, our partner in this project.
Nini, this has been great. Thank you for coming. We're going to have to bring you back because STEM is our future and we all know that. So thank you for being part of that, and thank you for coming here and sharing with us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Cox Connections. Before you go, I want to personally thank you for choosing Cox Communications for your entertainment, information, and communication needs. We know you could have chosen another provider, but because you chose us, we pledge to be your friend you can trust. We promise to provide you with quality products backed up by a talented local team of professionals that will help you stretch your dollar. From all your friends and neighbors here at Cox, we thank you for joining us on this edition of Cox Connections.